am really baffled by the evolutionary chain of mankind. I've always found it to be really interesting that, like, you know, our ancestors were like these Chewbacca-looking motherfuckers. Like,
I don't think they were that hairy, were they?
I mean, we've got some.
I don't know if they were that hairy.
We've got some damn near Planet of the Apes activity. I mean, yeah, like, yeah, no, they straight up monkeys and shit.
Oh, well,
dude.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess I was kind of thinking of, like, the Gecko caveman situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's
like,
pretty hairy,
but
too.
like, even
Yeah,
before that, even it's like
it's hard for me to, like,
these
separate.
Chewbacca-looking motherfuckers. No, that was
Yeah.
us, you know, at one point.
Yeah.
And like, you know, people are so sure of like how things went down between Neanderthals and all these different pre-human species that just like slowly evolved and shit. It's like, how do we know how shit went down with them?
We'll
Like, I'm sure we
about-
know some stuff, but like, they act like they were there with Bob, and old Bob was the Neanderthal that did this, and he went to work down here, and it's like, no, you don't fucking know that shit, man.
Well, I don't know how they know that, but
They don't.
We do. I don't know. Maybe there's stuff that we just don't know how they know that.
There's a lot of shit that
we don't know.
that it is made to seem like we know that we don't know. There's
Something
like a
that-
lot of shit that we do know, but there's more shit we don't. Like, there's more shit that we don't know than we do.
Something that we talk about a lot on this channel is like how slow, like, it sounds so stupid to say, like, I'm gonna sound so stupid, but like how slowly evolution moves. And so when you see something,
yeah.
like, you'll see, like, I can't remember what video it was. It might have been a Casual Geographic video talking about like this crazy fish that's in a cave that has decided it's better off to just be blind. And like, it's in the in between stages, and I'm like, it's born being able to see, and I'm like, well, that's stupid. And it's like, yeah, it takes a really long time to finally get to where,
long time.
and it's not just like bam, 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 like. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kind of hard for me to separate that in my mind.
Oh,
as
dude,
not
it's
being
hard
like a fully
to
formed thing.
it's hard to like grapple with the fact that, like, you know, in America we have the Civil War. Really wasn't that long of a time ago. World War II really wasn't that long of a time ago. Back when the Civil Rights Movement was taking place, really not that long of a time ago. Like, in the grand scheme, like, very near past.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're right there practically. So yeah, dude, evolution is something that takes fucking just unbelievable amounts of time, and which is another reason why I always feel really fucking weird when people talk about this shit like we know so fucking much about it, like, for sure, that is removed from like dating shit and finding out what people's diets were and how they died and how long they lived and shit like that. But like the intimate details of their day-to-day lives and shit, it's like, can we pump the brakes here for a minute? Like,
I don't know.
we really know?
I'm not gonna pretend to know, but if somebody else thinks that they know,
I don't know. I feel like I can talk to my dog pretty well, you know, like, how do we know that they didn't have some kind of fucking language and shit? Like, who knows what they were doing?
It's like, Shorty really doesn't understand anything that we say except for like those 3 words that he's
right,
like,
but that's
really
still
got.
3, and he's a fucking dog.
That's not.
You know, these are like our ancestors along the lines. Like, who knows what they were actually
All right. What
doing.
are we getting to?
Anyway, there's a theory that Salmonella has about Neanderthals, and I'm interested to hear, because I keep an open mind about these fucking things.
It doesn't sound like it.
No, I like people's theories and ideas. I hate when people are like,
act like they know
this
for
is
sure.
the way
Okay.
that it was.
All right.
And it's just like, man, who fucking knows, really? We weren't there. But anyway, it's time to check this video out.
Let's go.
Hey kids, remember Neanderthals? Me neither, cause they're
I don't know why you do the things that you do. You gotta turn that way the fuck down.
Hey kids, remember Neanderthals? Me neither, cause they're dead. Some say they went extinct because of out-competition by Homo sapiens, but personally, I don't subscribe to that notion. I believe that they went extinct primarily because they interbred with early humans, not because they were inferior survivors. Now, I could ramble on for a couple of hours about the genetic and archaeological evidence for this, but modern experts have already run those points into the ground. Now, instead, I want to bring something totally new to the table that I thought of myself. I call it the sexy Neanderthal theory. Okay, hear me out. From a modern day point of view, this all sounds ridiculous, right? If someone came up to you asking if you wanted to reproduce with a Neanderthal, you'd say no. That's disgusting. Who are you? This is a mall. Where is security? But that's just what society has taught you to believe. It doesn't really reflect the true animal within you. Don't believe me? Take a look at this sculpture. Gross, right? Well, guess what? Cavemen used to whack off to that. They thought it was great. So we're gonna have to put away all of our deeply rooted cultural ideations for a second, and instead look at things from a purely biological perspective. First, I gotta learn y'all a thing or two about sexual selection. There are two main types of sexual selection. There's intrasexual selection, where members of the same sex compete for dominance, and intersexual selection, where members of one sex are intentionally choosy about who they mate with. Now, most of these are done by most animals to some degree, but with humans and most other mammals, there's a bit of an asymmetry in how either sex performs its selection. Namely, males tend to focus more on intrasexual selection, while females prioritize intersexual selection. This isn't just me stereotyping, I swear. There's actually an evolutionary reason for this. See, whereas males barely invest anything at all into mating in the absence of monogamous culture, childbearing is a huge deal to females, using up a lot of resources. So it only makes sense that males would want to be more promiscuous and females more selective. So to recap, The Bachelorette, that's an accurate portrayal of our most basic instincts. On the other hand, if The Bachelor were to be done with a bunch of cavemen, there wouldn't be this season-long show. Just a 5-hour special where The Bachelor bangs every contestant at once, which, in all fairness, would still be higher quality entertainment than the show we have now. Anyway, what's all this got to do with Neanderthals, you ask? Well, it just so happens the male Neanderthals' morphology makes it so that they would be able to outman the male Homo sapiens, both intrasexually and intersexually. For one, their thick bones and heavy joints suggest that they had way more muscle mass than humans of the day, putting them at a huge advantage both in asserting dominance and in appearing attractive. Secondly, their facial features exaggerate all the characteristics that makes a face appear male in humans, with square, well-defined jaws and heavy brow lines, further increasing their appeal to human females. Broad shoulders, that's hot. Also, their large chest cavities and broad nasal passages would make it so that their vocalizations would be much louder than humans, adding still to their intimidation factor. So basically, when the male Neanderthals strut into a human village, they'd be guaranteed Casanovae, ensuring that they would interbreed. But what about the Neanderthal females, you ask? If the men are more manly by default, surely the women would conversely be more man-ish. One would think that this homeliness would counteract the reproductive success of their male counterparts, but this is where that whole sexual asymmetry thing comes in. Cause whereas the human females would be selective towards the Neanderthals, the males don't really care. They're gonna take what they can get. Their women already waltzed off with those jabronis. They're lonely. What's a guy gotta lose? So in the end, when a population of humans meets a population of Neanderthals, there'd actually be an increased chance of genetic admixture, thereby making extinction through interbreeding seem like a much more plausible outcome for the Neanderthals. If the Nobel Committee is watching, I'd like my prize sent to this address. Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, come on, dude. The guy has a point. The guy has a point here.
I don't even know what to say on this.
You don't think you'd be down for the Neanderthal D?
I mean, like, of course, at the beginning, he was like, no. Because, like, you think of, like, what a Neanderthal looks like, and it's like, no.
We don't know.
I don't know.
Really
I don't
like.
know, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm questioning. I don't know. What about you, babe?
I don't think he's wrong about a lot of his points. I don't
think he's wrong either.
I think that the Bachelor situation would be on brand, be on point. And see, here's what would happen though. He would go down the line and smash all the women, but then he would find one that he was like, all right, you know, let's go take her and let's find another group. See if I can add to the harem of who I actually want.
It's probably not going to
and I definitely think that it makes sense for physical attraction to be more important for men as far as who they can conceive with, whereas it's more important for the female to find out who she can go a long haul with, because it's damn near a year that you're going to have a baby in the oven before the thing pops out.
To be able to stand you
for a while. But I also
and
need...
make sure that you're going to actually do your part.
Yes, here's the thing. I am not going to be abandoned is a huge thing naturally for a woman, because they're extremely vulnerable when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
So,
well, like in the wild, you know, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like caveman days.
Yeah.
Right? This shit doesn't delete itself from our brains, by the way. That's why
things are much different.
Things are much different, and we're much more sentient. We think. We don't fucking know how these guys thought. We don't know. We think we do because of stuff, but it's like, do we really fucking know? And there's stuff left over in our brains from living and surviving and being handed down genetics from this time. So that's why certain things are the way that they are, and evolution is slow, and maybe there will be one day where we don't even need to have intercourse to conceive anymore. You know, there's
but we're still probably gonna want to do it.
Well, maybe not.
You don't think so?
The populations are declining, actually.
No, but there are other reasons, obviously, for
well,
that.
there are always other reasons why all of evolution takes place. Evolution takes place because of reasons.
Do you think that people banged less? No.
No. With the purpose of reproducing.
Yeah.
And also with
that wasn't my question.
And also with methods to make that not happen anymore. It's become more of a pleasure thing than a purpose thing outside of pleasure. And it's also gonna, cause our bodies to react in a way to that.
Never thought about it.
If more people are not getting pregnant, what's that going to do to our DNA that we pass down when it does get passed down? And what message is that going to send to evolution through our actions?
You have to do it.
Well, maybe you're going to have to do it, or there's no this equipment is not getting used properly. We don't need it anymore.
I don't know about that.
Survival and reproduction seems to be the main goal of a lot of life, and it makes sense as to why he's saying that Neanderthals would be banging humanoids. I totally agree that probably happened a bunch. When people were when we're out here animals, uncivilized, fucking doing crazy shit.
I think people just be banging,
But it was probably worse back then. For people just being, fuck it.
Well,
like we have no society.
I don't know if it was just like, this gets into some tricky territory.
Who knows?
No, I'm not saying it's like everybody's just banging. We're banging.
Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to pretend like this was an agreed upon consensual situation. Probably not. Probably not. Most of the time. As it is most of the time in nature, it's not.
Right. It's so
it's
scary.
Not. But, here we are. But Sam definitely has a funny little theory. The sexy Neanderthal theory. I like it. Congratulations for making me smile today, Sam.
I loved the girl with her little hair up.
Oh, yeah. And the Homo sapien guy's just been like, well, it's what we've got.
Yeah.
Death by snoo.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed our reaction, and we will see you in the next one.
See you guys.